Good evening. Welcome to Fluttering in the Spirit Tarot. Today is Sunday, March 1st, 2026. This is a reading for the sign of Cancer. Please take what fits here and leave the rest. Please subscribe, follow, and like this video. We will go ahead and see what's in your energy today. Give this one more shuffle. Okay. Spirit, what is in the energy today for the sign of Cancer? Okay, we have domestic violence. Okay. We have a acquaintance. And we have she got her own. Let's see if we can get one more. There we go. And we have the Six of Wands. On the whole, it is better to deserve honors and not to have them than to have them and not deserve them. And that's Mark Twain. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull a mystical dream oracle. Then we will clarify. So we do see domestic violence here. So this may be something that you are currently dealing with because it's in present energy. We do see a acquaintance and she's got her own. Spirit. Okay. Where'd the card fly? I see it. Just a moment to grab the card. It flew on the floor. Okay, so we have boat. Let me just put these up. Okay, so the boat symbolizes transition and the passage from one phase to another. Okay, so you might be moving from a phase of potentially dealing with domestic violence in the past to a situation where you've got yourself on your own and you have yourself established, is what I'm getting here. As far as why acquaintance is here, I'm not sure. We're going to have to clarify. Dreaming of a boat suggests you're on the brink of a new adventure, whether spiritually or in daily life. It encourages you to trust yourself and navigate the unknown, reminding you that every journey brings growth and new perspectives. So if you've dealt with domestic violence in the past, which I have, it can definitely affect how you think and what you will accept in your life moving forward. On the whole, I'm going ahead and reading this quote again with the Six of Wands, because that's an energy of success and crossing the finish line. So it looks like you went from being trapped in a situation of domestic violence to getting out and being on your own. On the whole, it's better to deserve honors and not have them. So maybe you don't really feel like people potentially see the accomplishment that you've made. Maybe people still view you as that person who was in a domestic violence situation. Not everybody looks at that in the same way. Than to have the honors and not deserve them. Okay. So let's go ahead we'll go ahead and get some clarification. And if you have found yourself in a domestic violence situation that you are having trouble getting out of, please reach out to family, any resources around you. The longer you stay, the worse it can get. Especially if you have kids involved in the situation. I would definitely highly encourage you to look for resources and have that conversation if you have family around you. That it can be hard to really admit what's going on, but it's important. Tell me more about this domestic violence. That one fell. The card seemed to be falling a lot. Where did it go? Okay. It's under my desk. We have the Wheel of Fortune. This is coming out in a reversal. So with the Wheel of Fortune coming out and it being in a reverse, that's just plain chaos, problems, setback after setback. The best thing you can do is to focus on what you can control, what phone calls you can make, what help you can look for in that situation. Why is acquaintance here? Who is this acquaintance? It was 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands is being extremely burdened by a situation. For more clarification, we've got the Six of Cups. So this is a soulmate connection, someone that you felt very close to. When you met this person, they were a acquaintance potentially of someone that you did know potentially. Let's get a little more. We have the Acrobat in reverse. That is the Hanged Man in reverse. So that's Pisces energy. So either they or you or both may have had Pisces in their charts. And with the Hanged Man being in a reversed position, that would be may have had some indecision because this was a soulmate and there were a lot of burdens. Maybe this person carried a lot of burdens. This can also be someone with a inflated ego as well, having a lack of willpower in certain things that became a burden. Tell me more about the Acrobat in reverse first. Why is the Acrobat in reverse? The Eight of Cups. It was difficult to move on from this, even though you saw that it was not good for you. It looks like you had a really hard time leaving the situation, even though you've seen it as hopeless. But you may have stayed longer than necessary, even though you were very dissatisfied with it. Spirit, tell me more about She Got Her Own. You have the Guide of Cups in reverse. That is the Queen of Cups in reverse. Maybe some emotional instability. You may find yourself suspicious because of the situation that you've been in the past. With the World coming out in a reversal. You may have had some impatience or just due to what happened in the past here, a delay in getting on your own 2 feet because you found yourself needing to do it alone. Spirit, tell me more about the Six of Wands. And we have the Magician in reverse. This Virgo or Gemini energy. So it looks like you were dealing with someone who was very manipulative. With that coming out in a reverse, misuse their power. Tell me more about the Magician in reverse. Five of Cups. This is definitely something that did bring you sadness that things ended the way that it did. But it does look like in the end you were able to find forgiveness in the situation and acceptance and move forward from this and transition, which is what the boat is talking about here. It symbolizes transition in the passage from one phase to another. So that's from a phase of being in and feeling trapped in a domestic violence situation to being on your own and successful. That's what I'm seeing here. Okay, let's go ahead and just pull. We have Dark Confessions, Oracle cards. Let's see if there's any messages that this person would have towards you. Because it does look like you had to leave the situation, but it wasn't easy. And then we'll pull an advice card from the tarot deck and read out the guidebook. Spirit, what are the messages here? I am not sure I can meet your expectation. The pressure is too much for me. This person may have felt a lot of pressure, whatever they were struggling with inside. That might have made them manipulative or abusive in some kind of way with the domestic violence. I knew I was losing you, but I didn't do anything to fight for you. Okay, that came out in the last reading for Pisces as well. One more. It was a different reading though, but the same card came out. I've seen that one. And the last one. I feel alone and in the dark. Where is my light? All right. Okay. Go ahead and read an advice card here. One. This person may have felt under a lot of pressure. Spirit, what is the message? What is that's too many. One card, Spirit. What is the advice? Only one card. Well, we've got two. We have the High Priestess, which was in a reverse, and we have the Chariot. And Chariot's your own energy. These are kind of long, so I'm gonna go with the last one to read. So with the High Priestess, let me let you know the code. Okay, that's all about intuition, but in reverse, it's a rational mind. So it's taking a rational approach to the situation. And then we have the Chariot, and I'll go ahead and read. And this is the Adventure Tarot deck guidebook by Elizabeth Sue, artwork by Jenny Chang. And for the Chariot, that is spaciousness, is the key word here. Many of us have been hoping, praying, wishing for the day the world would listen to Asian Americans, and now that it is finally here by means of one horrific tragedy after the next, we only have the energy to binge watch K-dramas and or take a nap. But our bodies are worrying with a sense of urgency, as if this is our one and only chance to speak up and create art and make a difference. Hello to the unforgiving energy of the Chariot. This card comes zooming in to throw us into panic mode, leaving us terrified that if we stop for a single minute to wash our face or fold our clothes or make a sandwich, we will miss out on the best opportunity that we may ever get to be heard. When the Chariot is drawn, it's time to invite more spaciousness. Take a cue from the woman sledding in this card. She's just doing her own thing and giving herself the space she needs to enjoy the ride. The most valuable piece of advice when the Chariot appears is there is enough time. Scarcity isn't real. Opportunities aren't finite. And despite everything we've been told about business, there's room for all of us. Okay. With these two cards being together, so this is someone who is looking at things from a rational point of view. And it does look like you're having to move forward from the situation. You're in your own sled by yourself, zooming forward to whatever the next phase of life is at this point, to the next chapter. The advice here is to trust yourself and navigate the unknown, reminding you that every journey brings growth and new perspectives. So, what you just went through might have been very hard, but there is growth that can be achieved and new perspectives to see. Let's go ahead and pull a couple advice cards, and that will conclude this reading for Cancer. Okay. We have Serene Haven. Embrace tranquility as your refuge, where serenity blossoms and peace unfolds your being. Enfolds your being. Look for the peace. You've been through a lot. Okay. adapted transformation. Embrace change with open arms, for it is the catalyst for your evolution and your growth. All right. Thank you for watching today. Please do subscribe, follow, and like this video. Till next time.